back again with another video, and as you saw in the thumbnail, level 57 achieved. 57 years old about a week ago, and I thought, yeah, it's a good excuse to do a pickup video because my family are really good. They're really obliging. They always ask me to send them links from eBay or whatever because they'd rather get me something that I'd like. And I think, you know, you go through Christmas, birthdays, whatever, and sometimes you get presents that people have took a chance and it's not something you really want. And my family are really good. They ask me what I'd like. They know I'm into retro gaming, so I get those links sent out and see what happens. And good stuff. They got me some good stuff and a few nice surprises as well. So I'll be showing you them. Now, before I go on, now, this channel isn't suddenly going to become Retro Kevo the Philosophizer, but I've had a few people say to me at work, jokingly of course, hey, getting on a bit now, Kevo, like, you know, 57. And I think to myself, yeah, I don't mind, bring it on, because I know it sounds sort of a bit tacky, but there's a film, and it's a gaming film, Jumanji: The Next Level. And near the end, the Danny DeVito character, I can't remember the character Danny plays, but he says that getting old is a gift. And you know what? That's what I think. You know, I work at an organisation where, you know, there's a lot of people work there. And over the years, we've lost quite a few people a lot younger than 57. So I do look as getting older as a gift. It's, you know, as long as you got your health within a reason, you keep going. That's what you do. You keep going and keep pushing forward, as Rocky Balboa would say if it was him talking and not me. But there you go, that's my quick bit of Retro Kevo philosophy. But let's now crack on with, I'm looking around, see where my bits and bobs are, but let's start with my t-shirt. The good lady bought me this t-shirt. She knows I love a ZX Spectrum t-shirt. Class of 1982, ZX Spectrum, absolutely brilliant. And she didn't just get me one t-shirt, she got me two. She got me this one as well. Spectrum 48K games on a blank cassette. Now we all know what that was about, don't we? But love me Spectrum t-shirts. And of course, I've got some games, got a few Mastertronic games, of course. So there'll be another Mastertronic video coming up at some point. But I've got 4 here. Fighting Warrior, these are all on the ZX Spectrum. Roll Around. Psycho Hopper. Now look at the artwork on that. That looks like it could be a classic Mastertronic game. Of course, if you've played any of these, I haven't really played any of them yet, let me know what you think. And this one I did sort of play very briefly, Gemini Wing. Now this looks quite a good shoot 'em up, so I'm looking forward to playing that a bit more. So now they're the older games, and I know I've got one more game on the ZX Spectrum. Now I didn't have a great copy of this, but this is the classic Chase HQ from Ocean on a ZX Spectrum. What a brilliant game. Some people's very favourite ZX Spectrum game, but I'm really pleased to have a nice box version of that. It's in good condition, so I'm well happy with that. And I've got an ultra modern game. You know, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Finally got Resident Evil Requiem. I say finally, it's not been out long, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to play this. I've read good things. Not that I pay too much heed to what sort of critics say sometimes, but it's got a lot of positive feedback. And, you know, I've just got to find some time to play it really, because it's not like playing the old games, is it, back in the day where, you know, you could play a game for 10, 15 minutes, get a quick blast. You know, these games, you got to start by putting at least 2 or 3 hours just to get started. But, you know, I can't wait to play that. So that's Resident Evil Requiem. Now to a couple of really interesting things you saw on the thumbnail. Now I have finally got this Galaxy Invader 1000 electronic game handheld from 1981. Now I really wanted one of these as a kid, and for whatever reasons I never got one. So I thought, you know, we saw this in Next Generation. Next Generation's a retro gaming shop quite close to me in Stamford. I'll put the link below whenever I mention something like that. But it's a lovely gaming shop, and they had this. I saw this on the website, and I said to the good lady, you know, I'd really like that for my birthday, so she picked it up. Didn't come with a box because I'm not bothered about that, because it will be living in my display cabinet over there. But I'm showing you some footage now. It's the only bit of footage I'm going to do with this video of me briefly playing this game, Galaxy Invader 1000. Oh, it's an absolute classic. Those sounds, these tabletops back in the day. Now I really would quite like to collect them, but I don't really have the space, and also they're probably blooming expensive, a lot of them now. But you know, I was a big fan. The only one I did have, or one of the only ones I did have as a kid, and I'm going to definitely pick it up at some stage, is Astro Wars. Now I blimmin' loved Astro Wars. It was fantastic tabletop. That sound, or something like that, when you used to turn it on. Oh, I loved that game. So I was really pleased to pick this up, and at some point in the future I'll be picking up Astro Wars. Now one more really interesting thing. I've always been after a trackball. So we managed to get this one. It's an alpha data trackball for the Amiga and Commodore 64. I think it's reasonably expensive, so the good lady really has treated me nicely here. But as I say, I've been after a trackball for ages. I want to be able to play games like Marble Madness, Arkanoid with a trackball, because you can't beat Missile Command as well if I can find a version on the Commodore 64 or the Amiga, because just, you know, the feel of playing a game with a trackball. But first of all, I had a quick look at this, because obviously when you buy something on eBay, you need to check straight away it's working, and I couldn't really get it to sort of work properly with my Commodore 64, and I thought there could be an issue, but plugged it into my Amiga, and straight away when I plugged it into the mouse port, I could sort of move the pointer around the screen, etc., and press the buttons, so it does work. So I'm really happy about that. But I'm having a bit of a difficulty. I was trying to play Arkanoid on the Commodore 64 and I couldn't get it to work, so I think there's a few sort of bits and bobs I might have to sort of get around or find out how to sort of use it. I've looked on Google and there wasn't a great deal of information, so you know, I could be doing a video very soon asking for you Commodore people out there for some help on getting this to work efficiently on my Commodore 64. But nonetheless, I'm really pleased to have this trackball. I've been after one for some time, and yes, I'm really pleased to have that. Hopefully I can get it working properly. Now, one more little thing that the good lady added, and it's this month's Retro Gamer. It's got a load of stuff on the ZX Spectrum, the legend of the ZX Spectrum, so I'll be reading that, so I can't wait to get stuck into reading that. There's one more thing I want to mention. Now, this wasn't a birthday thing. This was a Kickstarter project that I backed. Now, I backed it about, I can't remember, about a year or so ago, and it's this book. It's called Arcade Decades, and it's a beautiful book. Look at the thickness of it. Now, basically, I think it's all the arcade, not all of them, all the main arcade machines from the 80s. Now, I'm going to do another video on this separately, so I don't have to show you too much now. But basically, look at this. I'm hoping the light of the thing doesn't reflect too much on it. But basically, it's a fantastic book. I think it was about £35. But when you look at the quality and what's in this book, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, I can't wait. As usual, I haven't had a lot of time to get stuck into reading it, but I'm going to do a video on this book. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my camera up as best I can over the book. And I'm sort of, not slowly, but, you know, going to flick through the book where you can see the sort of pictures of the arcade machines, and then if there's any that stand out for you, you can sort of mention them, whether you have any memories, nostalgic memories, because my channel is very much about the nostalgia. If you've got any nice nostalgic stories about any of the machines. And what I'll do is I've had a brief look, and there's about 10 or 15 arcade machines that are very special to me, which I'll talk about, and I'll show a bit of footage. Obviously I haven't got the arcade machines, but if I can find a bit of footage from any of the games that I like on here, on any of my consoles, we'll just show briefly a bit of that footage. But yeah, I'm really pleased. This was Numbskull Publishing. This came through on Kickstarter, and I'm really pleased to have this book. So yeah, so there are my pickups, my birthday pickups. So I hope you liked the video. As I said, if you want to comment on anything, you know, any of the Mastertronic games, because I haven't played them, if you've played them, you know anything about them, or if you're into the old electronic handhelds, you know what, I've got a lovely book, and I think it was by this same guy who done this book down there on tabletop handhelds. And as I say, I'd love to collect them, but I really cannot get into that as well. But anyway, that's my pickup video. I hope you liked it. As I said, again, any comments are always welcome. On to the next video, and hopefully be another one up soon. Take care. Bye bye.